I mean, the fact that you brought this group of people together, it's not like you're playing a backing track or something. You brought all these people with us, which is it's so cool and it amazes me.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been nice if we could have brought absolutely everyone, but you know, nothing is perfect.
I know, but I mean, the people you brought are amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, we're sitting in Bobby's dressing room right now, you know?
Yeah, Bobby Womack, you've got Syrian National Orchestra for Arabic music outside, De La Soul.
Talking to Jamie earlier on, it's pretty much like the dream sort of institution you've got here, because it's the art and the music that you combine into one thing, and the fact it's powered along like this must be a dream. It must be quite surreal in a way.
Well, I think, you know, like anything, when you're actually, I mean, from the outside, it may appear to be quite fantastic, and it is. But I mean, when you're doing it on a daily basis, the logistics and the dynamic of just that level of communication that has to sort of the protocols of daily life, and you've got a band of 60 musicians, it's you know, you become so absorbed in it. I don't think you really have the perspective to look at it in the way that you're suggesting.
Something I was quite interested in, you've been working on an album on the road, pretty much on an iPad, I understand, just writing it that way while you're touring.
Yes.
What's that experience been like?
Oh, actually, I mean, I've never really been someone who's embraced technology particularly. I've always tried to keep true to my roots, which was just a 4-track and a guitar. But I got given an iPad, and I suddenly found myself in a position where I could make a sonically quite sophisticated record in my hotel room. So I kind of embraced it, and you know, I mean, I'm actually a lot happier when I'm on tour, when I'm just following the process of music making all the time. I don't actually like the empty hours that you have on tour. I try to avoid that. So it's actually it's just a pleasure for me to be able to sort of make a musical diary while I was in America, and at the end of it I had an album, and I've kept it exactly the sort of same. I haven't tampered with it, so it's how it was every day, is how I felt every day on tour.
So from an iPad, it's just turned into an album over that time.
Yeah,
that's for a guy that doesn't like technology. That's a pretty neat thing to have, you know.
I mean, if technology works for you, then really you'd be kind of mad not to embrace it.
Of course.
I understand how to work an iPad. I never really understood how to work Pro Tools or anything like that.
And that's going out to the fans. How are you going to distribute it online, or?
Well, we're doing an Advent calendar where we drop something into people's boxes each day, and then on Christmas Day they get the album. And then I hope that they put it online so that everyone can have it after that.
What I find quite interesting about you guys, you'll read, say, your Wikipedia page, and it says on there in the first paragraph that the Gorillaz is almost, as a worldwide entity, is almost a bigger thing than Blur, which I find quite bizarre, because then you've got Blur, your other group, who's headlining massive festivals really recently. I mean, how do those two groups sit in your head? Because they're both outrageously big, and they're both happening, I guess, at the moment, sort of at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funnier with the Grammys this year. I've been very lucky to be nominated for 2 different bands in the Grammys, which is kind of interesting. I suppose it's kind of hedging my bets. It's just, that's what I've done. I mean, that's what I've done. I mean, I don't think they would have actually, you know, those planets wouldn't have aligned in the way they had if it hadn't been for that decision sort of 8 years later for Graham and I, you know, to sort of settle our differences and, you know, make up and make music again together. So, I mean, they wouldn't necessarily have feel like they were so close. It's just that happened to be. I mean, I sort of interrupted making Plastic Beach to go and do the Blur gigs. So that's why everything feels so close. It wasn't planned that way.
Well, I mean, from someone like me who's a big Blur fan, it was fantastic when you came back. I mean, it's cool that you're gigging. And I mean, looking out into the crowds when I've seen, filming that you've done at those shows, you've still got, I mean, you've got kids coming along to those shows, like Blur is still attracting this.
Yeah,
this
I mean, I've always had a young fan base, and I feel very privileged to be able to still make music that communicates with younger people, but I don't really see them there. Just as like, you know what I mean? I mean, my daughter's 11, and I don't really, apart from 30 odd years more experience, I don't really see any difference.
There are people who are enjoying music.
Yeah, exactly. I really, it's the beautiful thing about music. It's so open to everybody if they're just open to it.
Have you? Something that's amazing with Gorillaz to me is that the different genres that you meld into one, and the different people that you've got that you use to get that effect. Have you always been really good at banding together with other people, or is it like a new skill you've kind of been working on?
Something I think it probably started when I first went to Africa, and I think I was very fortunate enough to choose a very simple instrument, the melodica, and to sort of make the decision from day one that I would just blend in and I'd just sit at the back and listen. And I suppose I acquired social skills while I was out there, I kind of lost all of that pretense that maybe growing up in a big rock band might sort of impose upon you. And I just, from that point, my hunger to collaborate and work and communicate with people was very strong. So, and I've just followed that really ever since.
It's probably an impossible thing to do, but is there anyone that you've been particularly happy, or just as a fan of their music, or something like that, to have them on board with you?
All of them. Yeah. There's not. There's no one. I wouldn't work with people I wasn't really into. Yeah.
Well, just chatting to these guys out there, they're loving it. They're having a great time.
Yeah. Well, just have it. I mean, it's very rewarding to see how people react, especially to the Syrian flavour, because it's not something that kind of inhabits arenas around the world very often, if ever.
Well, that's the thing, people weren't listening to, for a lot of them listening to something like White Flag, it probably the first time they'd heard it, and even sort of thought about it.
But hopefully a few people will kind of be a bit more inquisitive, and once the kind of palette of Arabic music is so rich, it's just fantastic. You can lose yourself in that for a lifetime in itself.
What's next for you? You finish this tour in New Zealand, and then it's a bit of R&R, a bit of a relax for you? Or are you back into more work and more...
I've got to work on a theatre thing.
Oh, Jamie mentioned that, yeah.
Yeah, which is going to be really...
Sounds exciting. Bizarre and exciting.
Bizarre, right. It's esoteric. It's got nothing, it's got no relation to pop music at all. But that would be nice after this, do something very different.
It seems in a way like you never rest, really.
I don't find music making work, so I'm resting all the time. It's a beautiful thing to be able to make music, and why would you want to do anything else if you've got the opportunity to do it? I love it.
Yeah, clearly you do. Look, thanks for your time, and thanks for coming down to New Zealand. It's wild.
My pleasure. It will be our very last gig, and so I'd like to go out with a bang.
When you were a kid, did you ever think you'd still be doing this now? When you were just starting out with Blur, and even pre-Blur?
It's all I've ever wanted to do, so it's... I never really looked at it in those terms. I've just always known that's what I do. So, and I've always felt that the really exhilarating thing about making music was that, the horizon was always something you learnt more, it informed you more, and the whole thing, you know, became clearer, maybe.
In this time you've spent in the music business, like it's changed so much since you started out as well, whether it's online stuff and
You
downloading.
see people enjoy themselves, as you can hear outside.
Yeah,
So there's a good ambience backstage at our gigs.
No, we were just in the smoke with these guys. Like it's a great environment. I've never been backstage when it's been such a good atmosphere. Yeah.
But sometimes they play as well, which is brilliant when they play. When they just play when they're warming up.
Yeah, well, they brought out some of their drums
Yeah.
earlier on, and we're going for it, and it's just fucking brilliant.
Right.
For you, it must just be like just such a refreshing touring experience.
It's I feel very privileged to be part of it, definitely.
Yeah. But just finally, the music business as a whole, it's changed heaps in the way that things are released, and with it, I mean, you can record something on your iPad, you can pop it online 2 minutes later, and you're instantly getting feedback.
Well, you know, the way I look at it, if that's the way music is going, then it needs to be made very economically. And making a record on an iPad is as cheap as chips. You know, all you need is the ideas. I mean, you know, some of the records, I mean, Plastic Beach was very expensive to record to make because I had to employ orchestras, not just the Syrian National Orchestra, but the Viva Orchestra in England, which is like a 60-piece orchestra. I had to fly to New York to work with Mos Def and Bobby and Lou Reed. Other flights, putting people up, you know, the whole thing was an incredibly expensive process. And in times like that, I really don't feel that it's right for people not to pay for it, because it costs them. But on something like this record, although my commitment is exactly the same and the ideas I hope are as good, it didn't cost me anything. So I'm not so. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's the balance that we need to